YouTube just announced an update to their monetization policy, and honestly, it is ridiculous. So it took me exactly 1 year to get monetized on YouTube, and that's with 4,000 watch hours to 1,000 subscribers. Now it is a ridiculous 8,000 watch hours requirement. Well, starting from the 1st of February next year rather, according to them. But come on now, 8,000 watch hours. Look, 1,000 subscribers is high up there. In fact, it was a perfect balance to weed out serious people from unserious people when you talk about 1,000 to 4,000 watch hours. But 1,000 subscribers now and 8,000 watch hours is the new requirement starting February next year. Absolutely ridiculous. And let's not even talk about shorts, which has now jumped from 10 million views per 90 days to get monetized to 20 million views per 90 days. An absolute double. Incredibly ridiculous. Look, I don't think you understand what 8,000 watch hours means to a small or upcoming creator. I could sit here and rant and talk, but you know what? I found a creator that actually speaks how I feel. So I'm just going to watch this with you and let's just react to it alongside.
YouTube is genuinely fucking over their creators with this latest update to their
100%.
YouTube monetization program, and I think it's going to most specifically affect people who are middle-class content creators or part-time content creators such as myself. So, I mean, this is a big deal and personal to me. This makes up like a fourth of my income, so losing it, that's like a big chunk of my life. So basically, YouTube has announced in this blog post that they're updating their monetization policy to make it exactly twice as hard for creators to become monetized. All of the requirements they have to get into the monetization program have been doubled. They've also disconnected monetization for your channel between long form and short form content. Previously, if your channel was monetized, you would make money on both your long form videos and on your shorts, which kind of makes sense. But now that's no longer going to be the case, and you can make money on your long form, but it's way, way harder to get paid for your shorts. So there's quite a bit to cover here, and I promise that I'm going to go through all of it, but suffice to say that being a creator on YouTube after this change is going to be much, much harder. And again, most specifically for creators like myself who just barely make enough for it to be worth doing. The first thing they're changing, which they announced in this blog post, is that they are changing YouTube Shorts monetization. Now, before, if you wanted to get monetized off of purely your shorts, you needed to get 10 million views on shorts in the past 90 days, and that was a tall enough order as is. But once you hit that threshold, then you were free and clear. Your whole channel was monetized, and even if you only got one short view for the rest of time, you still got paid for that one view. But now they're changing all of that. We're updating how we distribute shorts revenue to reward creators who drive conversation and engagement on YouTube. Creators who already earn significant revenue from shorts are unlikely to be impacted by these changes. Again, the people who are up at the top are going to be just fine. The rich get richer, but the people who are where I am are going to be absolutely screwed over on this. Beginning February 1st, 2027, creators who have 10 million qualified shorts views over the last 90 days will be eligible for ads and subscription revenue sharing on shorts. Channels below this threshold will remain in the YPP and continue earning on long-form content, with shorts revenue sharing automatically resuming once they cross 10 million views again. So instead,
like, do you understand what this means? Okay, so it's hard enough that, first of all, if you want to get monetized from shorts alone, you no longer need 10 million views to get monetization, right? You now need 20 million views within 90 days. So formally or originally, you have 4,000 watch hours with 1,000 subscribers to get monetized on YouTube. Alternatively, if you can't get the 4,000 watch hours, you can get 10 million short views with 1,000 subscribers to get the same monetization. And once you go in, you're monetized, which is how it should be. So once you're monetized, doesn't matter what you post, be it long form or short form content, you get access to your payments, no matter how small it is, no matter how much it is. Now, the minimum requirement to withdrawal is $100. YouTube doesn't care how long it takes to get $100, but when you eventually get a minimum of $100, you can withdraw that money. And for most creators, that's something. It adds to the cost of creating content. It just does something. It even, at the very least, at the very core of it, is motivating. Now, YouTube is saying, after you've been monetized, right, you're going to have 10 million views on shorts every 90 days to stay monetized. So any quarter, any 3 months, any period of 90 days that you have not met up the 10 million views, whatever you've made, 9 million views, 9.5 million views, you're not going to be paid for it. Isn't this crazy? Like, who asked for this? Like, who thought about this and was like, this could make YouTube a better experience? Or this feels like they are targeting creators that are not at the top level. It's almost like YouTube is selling out. Like, it's giving me Netflix vibes. Like, They are only now pushing towards the big corporations. I see football channels they're now streaming live football on YouTube. Like there's a lot of TV type things coming to YouTube, and I feel like they don't really care about the small creators anymore. Because what do you mean to stay monetized on shorts? To get paid for your shorts, you must have at least 10 million views per 90 days. Then if you don't, maybe let's assume you get 10 million views for this 90 days and you get paid for whatever views you've had for that 90 days. And then the next 3 months, you don't meet up the 10 million views, you don't get paid. Like, that's so silly. Makes absolutely no sense.
Instead of it just being a one-time thing where you get 10 million views and then you're free and clear, you can monetize all your content after that. Now you have to have 10 million views in any given 90-day period in order to be paid out. So you basically have to be getting like 3.3 million views per month forever. Otherwise you don't get paid.
Forever.
So if you're a YouTuber and you make part or full-time income on this, but you only get 3.2 million views per month over the course of 3 months, well, then you just don't get paid. And I think the part of this that really pisses me off is that YouTube is still making the money on the shorts. They're just not sharing it with you anymore.
That's the most annoying part. Like, that's the actual most annoying part. It's not like you're not going to make money from this 9 million views, assuming I get 9 point something million views and I don't get up to 10 million views. YouTube is still going to get paid for those 9 point something million views. They're still going to slap ads on your videos. They're still going to make money. So why don't you pay me? I met the requirements already. I am in the partner program. So what's the problem? This is something that really needs to be spoken about, because should I say good news? The good news is that this is going to take effect, or this is supposed to take effect in I think 1st of February next year. I really hope there's going to be conversations around this and discussions, and hopefully they can revisit this particular decision and hopefully change it, because honestly it makes no sense.
We're broadening revenue opportunities for creators to reward growth, engagement, and more by introducing new incentives programs rather than relying solely on ad revenue. Okay, well, ad revenue is what all small channels rely on because we're not big enough to get brand deals. Like, 100%. Straight up, this just sucks. I make shorts on this channel to supplement the long form videos. I don't make much on them. It's like 20 to 25 cents per thousand views, but it's like enough to where it's worth my time. And now it's not worth my time because obviously I'm not going to get 10 million views doing slop shorts. And it's not even like YouTube's revenue is going down because you're no longer eligible for their monetization program. The money that they used to split with you, they're just now keeping all of it. So YouTube's revenue goes up. You can probably see why they're so keen on doing this. Here's a channel that I also watch, Atozi. They cover generally slop topics, and you can see
this is actually like opposite Robin Hood, right? Normally, like, you're stealing from the rich to give. This is like stealing from the poor to give to the rich. Because what do you mean? Like, the number of creators that are not going to meet up this criteria are going to be way more than the creators that do. It's incredible. It's crazy. And who's to say they're not going to limit views just to make sure people don't meet this criteria? Crazy.
They have gotten 2 million shorts views in the past 28 days. Under this new program, starting in February, they just don't get paid for this. This is 2 million views that they should get paid for, and currently under the current program they do, but come the changes, they just won't. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, 2 million views at the 25 cents. He's losing out on what, $500 a month? Which one? $500 a month is actually kind of a lot. And two, you don't get to decide how much money is important. If you're, say, making $25 an hour and then I take it down.
They legit said this in the YouTube team, whatever, they legit said that one of the reasons they are doing this is to make sure that creators make more, like, better money, like, rather than, creators make, struggle to make $100 or end up getting $100. So they just don't want you to get anything. Meaning, hey, we only want people that can actually make, like, a lot here. Like, it just does not add up. Like, can someone explain this to me? So you're telling me that it's already hard enough for a creator to get $100. So people use 2-3 months to get $100. It's that bad. And then let's even assume you get $200 to $300 or $400 in a month. And now YouTube is saying, you know what? That's not. We feel like that's not good enough for you. Like, so we don't want to give you that. Work harder, and then you get more. Like, makes no sense. Absolutely no sense.
To $24 an hour, and I'm like, whoa, it's just $1 an hour. It's not that bad. It's like, what do you mean? That was my $1 an hour. You can't just take that away. And I hope you see this as insane as I do, but it actually gets worse than that. YouTube Partner Program adds in premium thresholds to keep pace with the growth of YouTube, which absolutely has nothing to do with anything, which now sees 200 billion daily shorts views and another billion hours of watch time every day on TV. We're updating the YPP, which is the YouTube Partnership Program, the program you have to be accepted into, like the TikTok Creator Fund, in order to get paid on YouTube. The YPP entry requirements for ads and premium revenue sharing for new content creators. This update doesn't impact creators already in the YPP. Yeah, great. Just everyone that ever wants to become a YouTuber in the future. New creators applying for YPP will need 8,000 qualified watch hours in the last 365 days, or 20 million shorts views in the last 90 days. That is absolutely insane. And for context, they don't say it here because, of course, they don't want to put it front and center. Before, it was 4,000 qualified watch hours.
And that was hard enough.
8,000. They have made it exactly twice as hard to do.
4,000
and previously,
was hard enough.
it was 10 million qualified shorts views in 90 days. And now it is 20 million shorts views in 90 days. I mean, this is truly insane. In order to get that 4,000 watch hours, most channels that are working on it hard take between 6 and 12 months. Now what you're doing is you're making it exactly twice as hard, and now people are going to take between 1 and 2 years to even start making money. And this comes with a caveat that the entire time this is happening, YouTube is making 100% of the revenue. It used to be that if a channel wasn't in the YPP, no ads ran on it. YouTube wasn't sure what kind of content there were. They had no chance to review it. There were too many videos in order to be able to check all of them. But then, in around 2021, YouTube released this. YouTube will start inserting ads into non-monetized content, update rules around facial recognition, which isn't really relevant. But basically, they said this. Starting today, we'll begin slowly rolling out ads on a limited number of videos from channels that are not in the YPP. This means that as a creator that's not in the YPP, you may see ads on some of your videos, but you won't get a share of the revenue from that. And now that they've made it twice as hard, there's going to be probably more than twice as many channels that aren't going to be able to be monetized because they don't have an absurdly high 8,000 hours of watch time. And so YouTube's just going to be making 100% of all the money. And I know I glossed over it a little bit. I'm primarily a long form creator, so this 8,000 is that what I look at and think, holy shit, that's absurd. But for shorts creators, which I think is probably more popular, 20 million views? 20 million views in 90 days? That's an insane amount of views to require. Most creators are not going to be able, I mean, most creators couldn't hit the 10 million views, but most creators are not going to be able to hit 20 million views in the last 90 days and then be able to maintain 10 million views per 90 days from now into infinity. It's just not realistic, which I think YouTube knows because that's why they're doing this, is so that fewer people can be in the program so that they can make more money on the monetized videos of people that are not in the program. It's 100% for them, 0% for you. Now, I think YouTube anticipated pretty significant backlash, so they did this kind of podcast-esque episode where I'm pretty sure everything is scripted, where they addressed why they are doing this.
So let's dive into that a little bit. Why was it necessary to change the thresholds for watch time hours and shorts views?
YPP stands apart in the entire creator ecosystem, and I think it's because of one central element, which is we succeed as a company when creators succeed. And that's been
I don't
part
think
of
you
the
know
ethos
that.
of the program since the first year, 20 years ago, till today. And all these changes we've announced just reflect the reality of an ecosystem that has grown so much. And when you think about it, the kinds of content, the way you consume that content, the formats have all changed exponentially over the last several years. And so we want to make sure that the earnings you get from the program are meaningful and allow you to reinvest in your channel.
What do you mean?
All of these changes, when you step back, we still expect to pay more out next year to creators than we will this year.
Now, I don't know about you.
What do you mean by that? Like, is that your decision to make? How I decide to reinvest it or what I decide to do with my money? Like, that makes no sense right there. That's literally just, I don't even know. Like, that's so annoying to hear. Like, that's absolutely, do they even understand? Who wrote the script for this guy? Like, who says that? So you work hard for money, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like, you spent the entire day working on this project and you've just made, $20, $30. It's not good enough for you. So we want to increase, your workforce. So do more work so that you can get more than you now get paid. Like, I don't even, like it makes no sense.
But that didn't answer the question at all for me. He spoke
No, it
exactly
didn't.
like a politician who was avoiding the fact that this was so obviously done for money. The reality of the situation is, if you make it harder for creators who are putting content out on YouTube that people watch to get into the YPP, then there are going to be fewer creators in the YPP, and so YouTube makes more money. It's that simple. It's just
Simple.
greed. So their incentive is so obviously to make it hard for people to get into the YPP, or, as we'll look at here in a second, to kick people out of the YPP, because as soon as you're not in the program, either because you were removed or never allowed in the first place, YouTube gets 100% rev share. And when people ask about shorts specifically, again, I think that's a bigger medium that's more accessible for most people, their answer here gets even worse.
Another big change is that now there is a minimum threshold to maintain revenue share for shorts. You have to get 10 million views every 90 days. Why make that change, and why 10 million?
It goes back to one of the central principles around these adjustments is we want to make sure that the earnings you get from YPP are meaningful, that allow you to invest and build your business. And we had a case where if you had only a few thousand views, you might have a few cents for that month. And instead, we'd like to design the program in a way where it rewards creators who are leaned in, who are driving views and engagement.
That doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean who are leaned in? Do you understand that we work hard? Like, we put out videos, but we're just not getting the views. So that means we're not working hard enough, or what? Like, does that mean the quality of our videos are not good enough? No, the qualities are good. The videos are good. The videos are coming out consistently, but we're not getting the views. Now you're trying to make it sound like, okay, you're not getting paid because you're not working hard enough. Come on now, come on.
Literally saying, oh, we don't want to pay you unless it's a meaningful amount of money. But who are you to decide what a meaningful amount of money is? If I get
to any
18 million
creator.
views based on my 20 to 25 cents, what is that, like $4,500? That's a meaningful amount of money to me. That's more than I make in a month. Also, the meaningful amount of money requirement already exists. When you make money, you get paid out through AdSense. And there's already a minimum amount. YouTube earnings through Google AdSense, the minimum amount is $100. If you make less than $100, you don't get that payout anyway. So if you have made $90 over the course of your YouTube career, you never see it until you hit the $100 mark. And if you never hit the $100 mark, you never get that money. So this weird, arbitrary, meaningful amount.
Funny enough, I think that would have been a better thing for them to say. Like, to get paid, shorts might have its own payout like tab. So you have to get a minimum of a certain amount of money for shorts before you can, get the money out. I would get that. Even if you make it $1,000 and tell me like, look, whenever you get to $1,000, then you can withdraw this money. That makes more sense than the money just not being there because I've not met your ridiculous threshold of 10 million views in every 3 months. That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Bullshit that he's spewing already exists. I cannot be persuaded otherwise. This is literally only happening because YouTube wants more of creators' money. And I think this is a whole Google-wide push to try and increase their revenue because of how much AI is gobbling up. I don't want to get into the technicalities of it, but I work in marketing, and starting next week, Google is basically going to be changing their bidding algorithm for advertisers so that advertisers are charged more money. You can look into it. It's kind of technically complicated, but the long and short of it is, if you're an advertiser spending money on Google, probably your cost per conversion is going to become higher. And that is rolling out around the same time that this YouTube thing is rolling out. So Google is charging advertisers more and then also taking more from creators in a seemingly unrelated but most likely related scenario to try and increase their stock price. And look, I've ranted about this for long enough, but it's also worth noting that YouTube has also started demonetizing a lot of channels for misleading family content of some kind. Just look at any of your favorite animators, 50-50 chance they've been demonetized by YouTube, or they know people that have been demonetized by YouTube. But those channels still have ads running on them. It's just that YouTube keeps all of the money. And look, I don't think creators are going to be able to change this. Once YouTube has made a decision, they really dig their heels in and absolutely refuse to change it. I mean, look no further than the dislike button that we're never getting back. But I don't know, maybe it's worth tweeting at Team YouTube on Twitter every day for the next year, telling them that this is a stupid decision and they're going to ruin their creator ecosystem. Anyway, that's it. That's the situation.
Look, man, honestly, at this point, I'm just going to say, if you want to do YouTube, if you want to be a content creator, if you're already at it, or if you want to start, look, first of all, you have between now and February, I think, before it takes effect. So probably just double down right now and see if you can get to the threshold before these ridiculous updates take effect. That's one. And two, keep your head up. Like, for real, keep your head up and just push. It might take longer, it may not. You never know. So don't get demoralized over this act and just keep your head up. Good luck. Good luck to everybody. Good luck to all of us. basically.